there's always that one photo that wasn't supposed to exist. The kind of off-angle, grainy frame that explodes across the internet before anyone has time to control the damage. This one appeared quietly, posted in the dead of night on a barely forum out of Luanda. No caption, no context. Just a dimly lit rooftop, a casually dressed man holding a drink and a woman. No one could quite identify except the man looked familiar. Too familiar, it was Prince Harry, and next to him, a woman with long dark hair, leaning in just slightly. The soft curve of her smile suggesting something closer than formality. Account wiped. But in the age of screenshots, nothing truly disappears. It spread like wildfire. Discord chats, private Telegram groups, personal subscribe now, because what you're about to hear goes beyond one blurry photo. This is the story of a scandal that cracked a royal image wide open and revealed just how far people will go to control the narrative. It wasn't a press event. There were no royal duties scheduled. Harry, according to official channels, was in Angola on a humanitarian mission revisiting the landmine. Fields once walked by Princess Diana, but that's not what people were talking about. No one cared about the noble cause. The internet had locked eyes on something far more intoxicating. The rooftop, spin, and that silence. It was deafening. But Meghan wasn't silent at least not in the traditional sense. Just a soft-lit photo of a glass of rose beside a white peony and a stack of perfectly arranged pastel notebooks. It screamed curated, but the timing, it screamed something else. A distraction, a deflection, a way of saying everything's fine, without ever addressing the flames rising behind her. But if that was meant to put out the fire, it failed miserably. Because people didn't just want answers, they demanded them. And as Reddit sleuths zoomed in on bracelets, posture, angles, and even earlobe shapes, something became clear. This wasn't a paparazzi snap. This was an inside job, taken from a rooftop where phones were supposedly banned, in a venue known for shielding the world's toil executives, political operatives, even intelligence veterans. Which meant whoever took this photo knew exactly what they were doing. And, just like that, a blurry image turned into a full-blown digital manhunt. 1. TikTok. Others matched the rooftop architecture to a known hotel in Luanda, famous for its rooftop cigar lounge and no photo policies. Not a statement. Not a denial. Just 5 words. Nothing is as it seems. And for veteran royal reporters, that meant one thing: this wasn't just a scandal, it was a hit. Because here's what no one expected. The backlash didn't focus on the woman. It pivoted quickly and surgically onto Harry himself. Tabloids that once painted him as the misunderstood rebel prince began to use terms like unforced distraction, reckless, emotionally compromised. Overnight, the tone shifted. Acted insiders claimed Charles's aides had tried to reach Harry that very night for a private Zoom call, an olive branch meant to soothe tensions and re-establish ties. But Harry never answered. His team blamed technical issues. Palace sources weren't buying it. He wasn't offline, one said. He was busy. Busy doing what? That question echoed in every gossip blog and royal TikTok channel, and when no one answered it, people filled the void with their own theories. But then came the blow that no one saw coming. A second photo. This one never hit public forums. It was quietly circulated among certain media outlets in Europe. Clearer shot, taken minutes after the first. The same rooftop, the same scene. But this time, the woman's face was visible, fully, and it changed everything. Because according to industry whispers, she wasn't just a nobody. She was allegedly tied to an old British family. Not royal, but upper crust. Equestrian clubs, country estates, the kind of circles Harry once moved in freely. Long before Meghan, long before California. Insiders said the second image showed her holding a wine glass, head tilted toward Harry, their postures close to explain away. No kissing, no touching, but undeniable familiarity. And that's probably why you've never seen that photo, because, according to several sources, 3 tabloids passed on it not because they didn't want it, but because legal threats were legal team, the palace, or someone connected to the woman in the photo. That's when the whispers turned into something darker. Negotiations behind closed doors, not to sell the image but to bury it. That the photo was purchased not for publication but for silence. And all the while, the Sussexes stayed quiet, painfully quiet. But behind the scenes, the cracks were showing. Back in Montecito, something was unraveling. Meghan's team, usually airtight and hyper-curated, started scrambling. A wave of blind items began flooding gossip blogs. Mentions of a high-profile couple in distress, a woman pacing her garden. In luxury loungewear, one insider swore they overheard Meghan shouting Harry's name during a tense phone call, followed by long stretches of silence. Another claimed she repeated the same phrase over and over again. He promised. Was it about trust? A deal? A vow never meant to be broken? No one knew for sure. But one thing was obvious, this wasn't just a photo scandal anymore. It had turned into a relationship crisis, playing out in silence while the public connected. The distraction strategy didn't stop with Instagram stories. Meghan's team rushed to change the conversation. Suddenly, a soft-focus brand video dropped her, in a pastel pink dress, standing behind a delicate table with her new rose launch. It was elegant, controlled, and painfully off-topic. Within minutes, the comment section was flooded. Thousands of messages, and almost none of them were about wine. Where's Harry? Is it true? Why haven't you said anything? By hour 2, the comments were turned off completely, and that's when PR insiders began to murmur the unthinkable. They've lost control of the narrative. The Meghan brand, once praised for its PR precision, was spiraling. Influencers who once eagerly tagged her products quietly scrubbed their feeds. One even removed all references to past collaborations and unfollowed key team members behind closed doors. It got worse. A former brand strategist allegedly wiped her Sussex affiliation off LinkedIn. Lifestyle sponsors backed away. One exec reportedly said, "There's too much noise. We don't want to be associated with this mess." And the final straw. Netflix hit pause, not just on promotions, but on an entire environmental documentary series Harry had been developing. A project that just weeks earlier had been described internally as a legacy-defining work. Now it was in limbo. Officially, the project was under review. Unofficially, it was toast. Executives feared risk. Risk to the brand. Risk to their shareholders. Risk to their reputation. The Harry and Meghan brand, once seen as a powerful outsider voice, was suddenly radioactive, and the media started circling back to old wounds. Vegas, strip billiards, hotel parties, wild Prince Harry, shirtless, drunk, reckless. Headlines from over a decade ago suddenly felt relevant again. The same man who once had Palisades cleaning up scandal after scandal was now out there on his own. No Buckingham firewall, no courtiers running interference, and the similarities were impossible to ignore. Same pattern, different stakes, because this time there was no palace PR machine to make it disappear. Meanwhile, new whispers emerged out of Angola. People who had seen Harry in person during his supposed humanitarian tour described him as distant, distracted, even hollow. One volunteer claimed Harry barely interacted during a key photo op. No warmth, no jokes, just a man lost in thought. A BBC correspondent embedded on the trip allegedly told colleagues he looked like he was somewhere else. And then came the detail that cracked the entire theory wide open. Multiple witnesses claimed Harry spent the following evening on the rooftop of that same exclusive hotel alone, pacing, same outfit, same timeline. It was too perfect, too symmetrical, which led people to ask the question no one wanted to ask. Had the photo captured something more than just a private moment? Had it documented the beginning of the end? Because not all betrayals are physical. Some happen in the space between what's said and what's withheld. And if that second photo ever leaks, the one with both their faces, the one allegedly bought off and silence it, could do more than embarrass the couple. It could end them. And the real question is, who's protecting who? Is Meghan shielding her brand by staying silent? Is the palace pulling strings behind the scenes to push Harry further out? Or is the woman in the photo connected to something or someone so powerful that the real story isn't even about marriage anymore? More cracks appear. Meghan and Harry, once inseparable in public, are rarely seen together. No new family photos. No sweet staged videos of shared parenting or charity work. Neighbors whisper that Harry hasn't been around, that Meghan's been attending events solo, that even the Montecito compound feels quieter. And if the last few weeks are any indication, there may not be much glue holding things together anymore. The rooftop photo was never supposed to exist, but now, it may become the defining image of their unraveling, and if that second shot surfaces, there won't be any statement strong enough to undo it. Asterisk, if you found this video as wild, intriguing, and revealing as we did, hit that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribe to stay on top of every twist in this royal saga. Because trust us, this isn't over.